What the fuck is Bitcoin? If you live on planet Earth and you have access to Wi-Fi and a smartphone, then chances are pretty damn high that you've heard of the word Bitcoin. And there's an equal strong chance of you not knowing what the fuck Bitcoin is. I mean, let's face it, that's why you clicked on this video, right? So first, we have to go back in time to the market crash of '08, one of the worst economic crashes of recent history. To keep a long story short, Wall Street fucked up, poor and the middle class paid for their mistakes while they got bailed out by the banks. I know, super unfair. That's also what Satoshi Nakamoto thought as well. Satoshi Nakamoto is the name of the founder of Bitcoin, Bitcoin's daddy. Anyways, so who's this Satoshi Nakamoto guy? Well, Satoshi... we don't know. Like legit, no one knows who Satoshi is. Okay, there's literally nothing to see here, so let's move on. First thing you want to know about Bitcoin is that it's not tangible. You can't hold a Bitcoin in your hand. It's not like the US dollar. Bitcoin is more of a collection of computers, or a more technical term, nodes, that all run Bitcoin's code and run its blockchain. What is blockchain? Keep in mind, this should be its own separate video and I probably will make it, but a blockchain can be thought of a collection of blocks, and every single block is a set of transactions. Because of all of these computers running the blockchain have the same list of blockchain and transactions and can transparently see new list of blockchains or transactions being made through the Bitcoin code, no one can cheat the system. That's the beauty of blockchain. Literally anyone, whether they run a Bitcoin node or computer, as I mentioned earlier, or not, they can see the transactions. Now, the reason why you see Bitcoin all over the news is due to one really important feature, the most important one in my opinion, which is its peer-to-peer system. You're more likely to see it online floating around as P2P, and that's what it stands for, peer-to-peer. Bitcoin is actually the first digital currency to introduce the peer-to-peer system. What that means basically is that Bitcoin eliminates the middleman and facilitates the transaction between two entities. But now you're probably wondering, okay, well, if that's the case, how am I supposed to know that there isn't some, genius coder hacker out there that's gonna create fake money and send me money and really I get nothing? That's where miners come in. Miners are an extremely important part of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Without them, Bitcoin wouldn't exist actually. So what are miners? Bitcoin miners are the ones who prove the transaction by solving really complex equations / problems. What happens when they solve those problems? Because no one wants to work for free, right? They get paid with Bitcoin and a small transaction fee, extremely small transaction fee. Now the Bitcoin that they get paid from, you're probably wondering, well, where does it come from? Technically, it comes from thin air. As soon as they solve the equation and prove the transaction, a new set of Bitcoin is created. But wait a second. You're now probably thinking, well, is there an infinite amount of Bitcoin? No, there isn't. Which brings us to its third most important feature. Bitcoin is scarce. Unlike the US dollar that seems like it gets printed every other day whenever the Fed pleases, Bitcoin is scarce. There will only be 21 million Bitcoins in circulation. Currently, there are 17.4 million Bitcoins, but again, it caps at 21 million. And that's one of the main reasons why, as of late, a lot of people are transferring their wealth from fiat currency, the US dollar, for example, to Bitcoin. And, if Elon Musk is doing it, then why aren't you? Get relaxed, that was not investment advice, but at the same time, I think Elon's up more than 80% in his investment in the last couple of months. But hey, you do what you want, All right, I feel like we covered a lot of information to give you a much better idea of what Bitcoin is. Now it's time for a biased opinion. It's my video, so I'm gonna put it in here. I don't look at Bitcoin as a project that is going to replace the US dollar as a mean to exchange money for goods. Reason being is Bitcoin just can't sustain the demand. So what I mean by that is Visa, for example, can support 65,000 transactions per 1 second. Bitcoin, on the other hand, can only support 4.6. So I look at Bitcoin more as the new gold, which also something you probably hear all the time. Another way of looking at it is a store of value. What that means is when you purchase Bitcoin, you're purchasing it for the belief that in the future, someone will be willing to pay more than what you originally paid for it. What that does, it's a hedge against the inflation that's bound to happen that keeps reducing the value of the dollar that you earn when you work your 9 to 5 or when you've been risking everything to start your business. That's why I buy Bitcoin, and that's why I believe in Bitcoin, and that's how I look at Bitcoin. Now, if this video was of interest to you and you enjoy this concept of Bitcoin, want to learn more, I would highly recommend you just honestly read the white paper that Satoshi put out to the public. And I'll have it included as a link in the description down below. In addition, I will also include all the links that I've used to make this video. To be honest, most of the information so far has been from Investopedia, but I'm gonna include everything down there. And again, keep in mind, the information I explained in this video is very basic because I didn't want it to be intimidating. So again, I highly recommend that if you are intrigued and want to learn more, to check out those links. So this concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.